Last year in 2011, I was fortunate enough to visit Paris, France, with my family for about a week. And being into knives that I am, I wanted to buy some knives, and specifically some iconic French knives, like what you see here. This is the world famous Opinel. Probably one of the most famous knives all over Europe and maybe all over the world. It's a very simple design. This company has been around since the late 1800s, 1890 I believe. And these things were designed originally just as a real practical kind of a peasant's knife. There's nothing fancy. It's a piece of wood, a blade, a pivot mechanism, and a metal ring that kind of locks it in place. But it's so practical, and it's been so popular and used all over France, and in fact all over Europe, that it's sort of achieved iconic status. And in fact, I think in France, the word Opinel has come to mean pretty much any knife with a wooden handle. Any folding knife like this with a wooden handle, kind of like how we refer to here in the States things like Kleenex. This particular one is a carbon number 7. It's actually a very beautiful knife. It's pretty stiff. They're not designed to be deployed quickly, and it's razor sharp, and it's really sharp. I love the way that blade looks. Just got a great color. It's got a great grind. It's a full flat grind that comes all the way from the top, and with just a very minor secondary grind both sides. And you can see this beautiful grind line going vertically down like this. And this is their right there. That's their famous finger is pointing to the crown logo next to the name Opinel, France. That's here again on the handle. This is a beechwood handle. This is all carbone, which means it is the carbon steel version. Number 7 is this particular model, and the company named their knives basically numerically. Went from 1 to I believe 12 is the entire lineup. A couple of them have been discontinued. I think number 1 specifically, they stopped making it a while back in the early 1900s because it was too small. You know, it just wasn't practical. It was kind of made to use as like a key fob, something that you know, maybe nowadays we have kind of like a Victorinox Classic that you know, put it as part of your keychain. And then I believe number 11 was discontinued because it kind of was in between 10 and 12, and you know, there wasn't a whole lot of difference between 10 and 12 to begin with, so 11, you know, just didn't make any sense. And I think the most popular ones are probably 7 or 8, just because it's the right size for most people for it to be a small pocket knife. As you can see, it's really small, and when it's closed, in the closed position, it just fits in your hand really well, and it's extremely light. Give you an idea how much this weighs. It weighs 37 grams, just 1¼ ounces. I mean, this is extremely light. For something this light to have a blade this long, I mean, we're talking about a 3¼ or 3½ inch blade, is incredible. And it's actually very comfortable in the hand. And the way that this is designed is that it's actually a locking blade, and the locking mechanism is this ring here. As you can see, as you twist this ring, it locks that blade in place. In fact, the way it is right now, there's no play, forwards or backwards. Again, it's not a very fast deploying, fast locking blade, but it's very practical. In France, several people that we met and a family that we stayed with, they actually have, knives in the drawers, in the kitchen drawers, like we would, I guess sort of a, like we have utility knives in our drawers. They have Opinels. They're very cheap. They're not that expensive to buy. Even here in the States, you can buy them for probably $10, $15. And over there, maybe just a couple bucks less than that after you do the conversion. So, I want to show you this one. It's a number 7 in carbon steel. I also got a number 7 in stainless. They call it inox. Stands for inoxidable. Means non-oxidatable. AKA stainless. Same exact knife. Slightly different color handle. Slightly different blade. The logo is a little bit different. The fingers and the crown is smaller and to the side, and it says Opinel Inox instead of Opinel France. Beautiful blade, beautiful grind. Really nice shape. This little clip point, it's almost like a buoy shape with a long cutting edge and a nice belly. This is again a number 7 as well. And just for kicks, I bought a number 12 in stainless as well. I mean, look at the size of that. I mean, that is a big Opinel. I mean, look at it. If I'm holding this in my hand, it almost completely disappears. But with the number 12, they do actually make a bigger one than this now, but it's it's not a classic. It's not one of the original sizes. The number 12 is one of the original sizes that they made way back in the day. The larger one they make is kind of comically large. To me, this is comically large for Opinel. It's a great looking knife. Everything works the same. Same locking mechanism. And we have a 4 3/4 inch blade with a total length about 11 inches, a little over 11 inches, and that's long. I mean, that is a big, long knife. And let's see how much it weighs. For this huge, long knife, it only weighs 3 7/8. So you can tell this thing, in fact, any of these, especially these ones, they disappear into your pocket. You drop one in, you won't even feel it. Great one to have as a backup. Not a defensive blade by any means, but a utility blade. Another one that I picked up, these I bought from a cutlery store in a little town about an hour or two outside of Paris while we're visiting some friends. And in Paris, I went to the famous Parisian flea market, just looking around for stuff, and things that were pretty expensive. As you would imagine, European, French antiques. But I did find this old man at a table selling stuff, and it looked like stuff that he had in his farm. And he had a couple of Opinels, and look at this one. This is an older model. I don't know how old it is exactly, but it's a number 9. So you can tell the difference between number 7, number 9, and number 12. And this number 9, I just think it's cool because this thing has seen so much use that I can't really get the finger pick out anymore. Okay, here we go. Look at that. That is a well-used blade. It doesn't have the sharp point. The point of the blade is gone. You can see it's pretty much rounded out compared to this new one. But it's still sharp. It's still really sharp. I mean, if I take this Q-tip, Still really sharp. And it's got this really weathered look, which I really dig. Same locking mechanism. And in the lock position, even after all these years of use, still rock solid. And you can tell this thing has been beat. But that's what I love about it. Number 9 is a good size too. Something new in the newer models versus this older model is that you can actually lock the blade in the closed position too now. See, now you twist that over, it's going to lock that blade so it cannot open in the closed position. That's something that you cannot do in the older one. The older one does not lock in the closed position. But other than that, practically these knives have not changed much, if at all, since they started making them in 1890. Just very minor stuff here and there. Makes these very popular for people of all kinds, all over the world, to carry these. Some mountaineers have been known to swear by these because they're so lightweight and they're so durable. And you know, anybody who's conscious about how much stuff they carry and how much things weigh should really look at these Opinel knives, especially if you're not carrying a knife for defensive purposes. You're using them for utility. I don't think there's many knives out there that can beat these. Again, this is an Opinel, number 12 stainless, number 7 stainless. Number 7 stainless, number 7 carbon, and number 9 carbon. Hope you enjoy this video. Thanks for watching.